Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching The Hard Truth. Today we have some breaking news. A new motion has been filed for May the 25th in the Kohberger, Idaho 4 case. And there's been a big buzz about what the motion could mean. And so I want to talk about that a little bit and give you an update in this episode. Hey, thanks for watching. Okay, here is a copy of the motion for May the 25th. It's at 10 a.m. MDT time. Okay, it says motion hearing for the Latah County Courthouse, and it's definitely for Brian Kohberger. And so let's find out what a motion hearing is and what this could actually mean in terms of legal jargon, so to speak. Motion hearings, an effective tool that criminal defense attorneys often use in criminal proceedings, are motions to suppress and motions to dismiss. A successful motion could mean the difference between a dropped or dismissed charge and jail or prison sentences. Even if a motion to suppress or motion to dismiss doesn't result in dropped or dismissed charges, they can drastically change the landscape of the case against you by excluding potentially damaging evidence or by dismissing higher charges. Okay, so according to this, either the prosecutors are asking for something to be suppressed or the defense attorneys are asking for a motion to suppress or dismiss. Okay, of course, the prosecutors couldn't be asking for the court to dismiss the case, only the defense would do that. But it could be either the prosecution or the defense that's creating a motion to suppress some evidence, or it could be the defense saying, hey, we got enough right here to ask you to throw the case out. Okay, so I guess we have to wait and find out which one it is. Okay, let's listen to what Mark Garagos has to say. He was on an interview, a very brief one, with Ashley Banfield, and I wanted to uh, put in what he had to say because I've heard it's no big deal 3 or 4 times throughout this case, and they can't keep saying this is the DNA at a second lab is no big deal. Not finding blood in his car is no big deal. Not having a motive is no big deal. Okay, sooner or later, something's going to be a big deal. Let's listen.
Is this a strategy? What do you make of this request?
I don't think it's a fishing expedition, and I'll tell you why. The fact that they cut a deal to meet in another state leads me to believe that, in fact, she does have information, and they didn't want to get into a battle about it and that's why they compromised. I don't see any reason. If you honestly believe, if you're representing her, that she didn't have anything and it was a fishing expedition, you would have gone through with the motion to quash or litigated the subpoena and the ability to drag her there. So my guess is, and this is totally a guess, that it either has to do with the timeline or with somebody else who was present either before, during, or after. And that is, I'm piecing that together with various data points. Number one, I've always thought that the time.
Why then just her? Because we know full well that Dylan is a wealth of information. Why wouldn't they have pushed out that same subpoena to Dylan?
It's possible, and we don't have all of the unredacted reports. It's possible Dylan already has cooperated in some way that they can memorialize the testimony at the preliminary hearing.
I agree that something is definitely up, okay? If Bethany didn't have much to say, then there would be no reason to back down on the quash and agree to an interview. Okay, and we've already gotten several contradicting statements that Dylan supposedly made. Okay, and so something's definitely up, but let's just keep moving because there are a couple other things I want to show you. Mainly how Mark Furhman in the beginning of the investigation gave a lot of information that is surprising. I mean, if nobody's refuting it, very surprising. Okay, let's see what you think.
I think at this point they've got DNA inside the residence, close to and in contact with the victims, that can show that that DNA is passed or that DNA is transferred from one victim to victim 4. I think at this point they've got DNA inside the residence, close to and in contact with the victims, that can show that that DNA is passed or that DNA is transferred from one victim to victim 4. I think that's it.
We're sleeping.
Their story was is they heard partying, they heard noise, but they just, as usual, said, there's partying going on, and they locked the door.
According to both girls' testimony, DM and BF both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep or at least in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. This implies that it was quiet in the house, okay, at 4 o'clock. Okay, so how all of a sudden, if it's so quiet, you're assuming that the rest of your roommates are asleep. How is it that 5 minutes later, Kaylee is back up playing with Murphy, okay, and there's no mention of a DoorDash order by Diem or Bethany in their statements, okay? Diem's statement was that she woke up at 4 a.m. She heard Kaylee playing with her dog. She made no mention of hearing somebody at the door with the doorbell with a DoorDash order. She didn't make any mention of hearing anybody go downstairs to get a DoorDash order. Only thing she said she heard when she woke up was Kaylee playing with her dog.